Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. Bears Draft Grades is presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and use our promo code BEARS20. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping when you plug in that promo code at manscaped.com. The Lawnmower 3.0, the best men's grooming product out there. Chicago Bears draft grades as the 7th-round 2021 NFL Draft is in the books. My goodness, what a draft for Chicago. I'm going to grade every single pick individually, and then at the very end of the video, we will hand out an overall draft grade for the Bears, so stay tuned for that. Obviously, we will go in order here, and let's start with what I believe is the best pick of the draft. Justin Fields, trading up to go get him at number 11 overall. Arguably the second best quarterback in this draft class, right there with BYU's Zach Wilson, of course, behind Trevor Lawrence, but a player who outplayed Trevor Lawrence just a few months ago in the college football playoff semifinal. Ryan Pace pulls the trigger, moves up from number 20 to number 11, gives up a future first and a 4th and 5th as well, but I think certainly a trade well worth it for the Chicago Bears, a franchise that you guys know have been starving, begging for a franchise quarterback, and hey, maybe it doesn't work out. I'm pretty sure it's going to. I think it will. I think Matt Nagy is doing jumping jacks. I think he hasn't slept for 3 days because he is so amped to have Justin Fields as his franchise quarterback. We'll see if and when he starts this upcoming season. That's a debate for another day. But the grade of Justin Fields, number 11 overall, A++. This isn't just the Bears' best draft pick. It's the best pick of the NFL draft. I can't say that enough. Ryan Pace redemption, that's what happened over the past 3 days. If you are fired up about drafting Justin Fields, type me in the comment section. Hey, type it 50 times, right? Like, if you're not fired up about this Fields pick, you must be a Packers, Lions, or Vikings fan because you're worried about the next 10 or 15 years with Justin Fields in Chicago. So if you're amped up, type me down below. And if you are fired up, you might as well get his jersey because they're going off the shelves quickly. Chatsports.com/Fields1. We got different styles available: orange, white, navy. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Get a Justin Fields jersey today. Almost as good of a pick, but not quite because Fields was incredible. How about Tevin Jenkins trading up for him in round 2? Ryan Pace trading up for both of his first 2 picks in this draft. The right tackle out of Oklahoma State, a player we discussed a lot on Chicago Bears Now. We saw a lot of mock drafts, including a couple of my own, in which Jenkins was mocked to the Bears at number 20 overall. And every time I saw it and every time I did it, I felt good about it. I liked it. I was like, Jenkins at 20? Yeah, this is a mauler at right tackle, good in the run game, good in pass protection. 10-year pro at right tackle, in my opinion, and he falls to 39. Are you kidding me? And Pace goes up and he gets him in another trade to move up from 52 to 39. You gave up your 3rd-round pick to do so, but certainly a pick worthwhile for Chicago. My grade, A+. Can't give it a double plus because only the best pick in the draft, Justin Fields, gets that one, but a phenomenal move, in my opinion. A top 20 prospect in this class. You get him at 39 overall. That's job well done. What were the biggest needs for the Bears entering the draft? Quarterback, offensive tackle. Boom, boom. That's what they did with their first 2 picks, and they were convicted in doing so and confident in trading up for these 2 guys. Justin Fields, Tevin Jenkins, unbelievable work by this front office. Ryan Pace, hey, you know he used Manscaped before the draft because his balls are thanking him because he's got big balls with what he did on draft weekend. If you want big balls, go to Manscaped, manscaped.com. Use our promo code BEARS20 to get 20% off plus free shipping. If they're not big, it's probably because you haven't shaved down there in a while. And the Lawnmower 3.0, it's going to be your best friend. No razor pull, no tug, smooth shaving down below, 8-hour battery life. This product is fantastic. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code BEARS20. Get 20% off. It's a great deal for you guys. That link is in the comments. It's in the description. So no 3rd-round pick, no 4th-round pick because of the trades. That's totally fine. Larry Borom The offensive tackle out of Missouri, there's been some talk, maybe he's more of a guard, but he said today that he feels like he's a tackle. He was all SEC this past year, so we will end up seeing what he plays. But a mauler, 6'4", 322 pounds. I saw Todd McShay mock him to Chicago in third round of ESPN's 3-round mock draft that he did with Mel Kiper. So you get him in round 5, pretty good value here. I like this selection of Borom. Not the most agile guy, but a good run blocker, which, hey, even with the selection of Justin Fields, this is still a team that wants to be balanced and run the football. A-. I think this is a good pick. Now, I don't necessarily think drafting Larry Borom means cut Charles Leno no matter what. He can start at left tackle. Let's pump the brakes. I think Borom, this is a good depth addition that maybe can develop into a starter at some point, but it's a good depth piece, and that is something you're looking for on day 3 of the NFL draft. This Bears offensive line, all of a sudden, it's pretty solid, not only in terms of the starting 5, but you got some depth there with Borom, Ifedi now, who won't start likely, with Jenkins at right tackle. I like the pick of Larry Borom. I'm going to give it an A- overall. Now, just because I don't believe drafting Larry Borom means that the Bears should cut Charles Leno, doesn't mean that they shouldn't do it, because they can save quite a bit of money if they do, especially if it's after June 1st. So get your votes in. Should the Bears cut Charles Leno? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think. And then the Bears had a trio of fun 6th-round picks. We'll talk about them one by one here. Khalil Herbert, the all-purpose back out of Virginia Tech, transferred from Kansas, had a couple of good seasons, especially in 2020 with the Hokies here. 5'8", 210. I think primarily he'll be your Cordero Patterson replacement in the kick return game. 27 yards per return this past season in 2020. But his all-purpose yardage, including on the ground over 1,100 yards, almost 1,800 all-purpose yards at Virginia Tech this past year. That was 3rd in college football. Very, very impressive. We'll see how he works into the running back rotation. I think, again, he's mostly your kick return replacement for Patterson, but hey, maybe he gets into camp. Maybe he earns some carries. We know David Montgomery is the starter. I think Damian Williams is your RB2 as a runner. Obviously, Tariq Cohen's coming back as well, but you got some formidable pieces on offense, especially in that backfield. So I like this addition quite a bit. He was productive. He's got some good burst. I'm a big fan of it overall. My grade, B+. You know, it's hard to hand out, A after A after A, but you'll see by the end of this, there's not a bad pick. There really isn't. And maybe people will call me out for being biased. I don't think I am, though. Like, I pride myself on objectivity. This is a good pick. It's a great draft overall for Chicago. B+ for Khalil Herbert. Dazz Newsome, one of the more fun picks for the Chicago Bears, the wide receiver out of North Carolina, 5'10", 190 pounds, ran a 4.38 in the 40 at his pro day, productive in 2020, even more productive in 2019 for the Tar Heels, at over 1,000 yards that season, just about 700 this year. But I like Dazz Newsome a lot. This feels like a Matt Nagy specific pick. Like, hey, I like this guy. He's sitting there on the board in round 6. We can use him in a variety of ways, jet sweeps, drags, slants. He can maybe be involved in the punt return game as well. A potential big play weapon on this offense. There's been some murmurs about Anthony Miller, and whether they keep or cut Miller or trade him or whatever, you need more depth and competition at receiver. Javon Wims, he's been very inconsistent. Riley Ridley, you guys keep asking about him. If he was so good, he'd be on the field. He can't find snaps for Chicago. You signed Marquise Goodwin. Competition, depth, excitement. That's something that Dazz Newsome brings to the table. A- grade overall. It's a fun pick. I think he has potential to be an impact player on offense. Give him the ball 3 to 4 times a game. He's got a chance to take it to the house because he's got that type of speed. I'll give him an A-. Subscribe to Chicago Bears now. Just because the draft is over doesn't mean we're going to stop pumping out videos. Stay tuned tomorrow. Bears UDFA tracker. What is UDFA? Undrafted free agents. They will draft some players that were not selected. It's possible they already have as I'm filming this. I will update the list for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. YouTube.com/BearsNow. More videos every single day here on this channel. So if you're a Bears fan, subscribe. Thomas Graham Jr., great last name, pretty good prospect as well. I thought he was more of an early day 3 type of player. Fell to round 6, opted out in 2020. That could have been a big reason why. 5'10", 192 pounds. He plays bigger than that. He played mostly outside corner at Oregon. I think he's got some versatility there. He's a playmaker as well. 8 interceptions in 3 seasons. I'll give it a B. He's got some flaws in his game. He's kind of a tweener because not long enough to play outside, not quick enough probably to play nickel. We'll see kind of where he stacks up. But kind of like the Herbert pick at running back, I think it's like a competition type of pick, right? You put him in a cornerback room that has some question marks, and you let these dudes compete after Jalen Johnson, Desmond Trufant, Artie Burns. You got Thomas Graham now, Duke Shelley, Kendall Vildor. You've got some names. Can a couple of these guys emerge and be some good players? We'll wait and see. It's a B pick for me. I think he's got some upside. What is your favorite pick in round 6? Type 1 for Khalil Herbert. Type 2 for Dazz Newsome. Type 3 for Thomas Graham Jr. I like them all. Get your votes in, 1, 2, or 3. Khyiris Tonga, the defensive tackle, really, out of BYU. Didn't watch him a ton, but watched a couple of quick highlight videos before I filmed this, and I talked to my guy, Tom Downey. He said, hey, I really like the pick here in round 7 at pick number 250 overall. Pretty productive, and he's a big boy. And I said before the draft, I'd like to add a big body on this defensive line. Well, how's 6'2", 325 sound for you? Yeah, that's a big boy in the interior, and some pass rushing ability as well. I believe he either had 2.5 or 3.5 sacks for BYU this past season. I think 8.5 sacks in his career. So for 325, 330 pounds, that's pretty good production for Tonga. B+ grade for me. It's round 7. You can't really have a bad pick, but I actually think this is a pick for a guy that could make the roster. I like it for Chicago. So grade the Bears 2021 draft overall. A, B, C, D, or F. Do not be shocked when you see a lot of articles and other videos saying the Bears won the NFL draft, and I think they did. I have to give it an A+. And hey, maybe some Packers fans will infiltrate and say, oh, this is biased, this is fake. Dude, this was an unbelievable draft. I think the Bears were convicted early on by getting Justin Fields and Tevin Jenkins. You trade up for 2 studs. Love those moves, and you got some value on day 3, despite not even having a 4th-round pick. This is an A+ draft. I think you gotta give Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy a lot of credit. A lot of question marks heading into this draft with what they were doing with this roster. The excitement around this team should be palpable heading into the rest of this offseason and heading into training camp. I am fired up. Appreciate you guys watching today's video. You can follow me on Twitter at HGramNFL, and of course subscribe because, hey, tomorrow, Bears UDFA Tracker, the videos just keep on coming.